Hey, what's up you guys? Paul here. This is a weird video that I didn't exactly plan to do, but due to some kind of odd, funny circumstances, I am. I was on Facebook and Twitter. If you follow me on social media, you'll know. And I made a post just talking about, like, I got detention for bringing my Yu-Gi-Oh cards to school, which is a true story. And I was just like, oh, this will be an interesting post. Maybe people will like it. You know, has anyone else gotten their cards taken? You can talk about it in the comments. Typical stuff. And so somebody left a comment and they were like, hey, you should like share this story as a video. And I was like, you know, maybe I should actually. Maybe that'd be fun. I'm not really like a story time YouTuber. That's not really my thing. And that's not really what this is meant to be, although I guess it could be seen as that. So yeah, I'm going to share the experience I had in the second grade with getting my Yu-Gi-Oh cards taken by my teacher. My Blue Eyes White Dragon, it really sucked. But yeah, I mean, maybe this will be entertaining, and then in the comments of this video, you can tell me if you've gotten your cards taken in school. So, put this over here. So, yes, a little bit of context and background first. So I got into Yu-Gi-Oh when I was in the second grade. So I think that was like right around when it came out, like 2003 or so was, I believe, when I was like, that was when my second grade year would have ended, I think. So, yeah, and I had gotten a starter deck Kaiba. My sister got a starter deck Yugi. That's kind of how we got into the game. That might be a good story for another video, actually. But yeah, so we'd gotten starter deck Yugi and Kaiba. And so I had starter deck Kaiba, and it was really cool. I had a Blue Eyes White Dragon from that. But that wasn't the Blue Eyes that got taken in the story. So the starter deck Kaiba Blue Eyes, you guys know the one. It's kind of the original art one that's like shown in the anime. I wanted to get 3 Blue Eyes, right? I was disappointed when I got the Kaiba starter deck because I was like, oh, you know, why doesn't it come with 3 Blue Eyes? I thought Kaiba's deck had, you know, the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons like it is in the show, which I was disappointed about that. But yeah, so I was trying to get 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons, and it, you know, that was my thing when I was a kid. So I would trade for them. I would try to like buy packs of LOB and get them, and I never did. So, but I had finally gotten my second Blue Eyes. I can't remember exactly how it was that I got it. I want to say I actually pulled it out of a pack. I'm not 100% sure on that. The details are still a bit fuzzy, but I want to say I finally pulled my second Blue Eyes White Dragon out of an LOB pack. And it's the art of the Blue Eyes that's like the weird one where he's like twisting, or her, he's like twisting its neck around. It's like looking at you funny and stuff like that. You guys know the one. I'll put up an image. Yeah, so I'd finally gotten that, like, you know, and this was at a time when, like, I had to beg my mom to buy me, like, 1 pack whenever we would go to Walmart. Like, I would beg, and I usually wouldn't get a pack, but, like, sometimes she'd be like, okay, I'll get you 1 pack. And so I'd gotten a lot of LOB packs, and I finally pulled this Blue Eyes, the Blue Eyes on the cover, and I got it, and I was like, yes, I have it. Well, at the time in school, we knew we weren't supposed to bring Yu-Gi-Oh cards to school. Like, I guess it was kind of an unspoken rule, because in second grade, they don't really tell you what you can and can't bring to school. I mean, I guess nowadays that might be like gun checks or something, but no, like they didn't like say you weren't supposed to bring stuff, but you always kind of knew if anybody brought anything, they, you know, would distract them in class. You know, like you couldn't bring your Game Boy, for example. But I thought like Yu-Gi-Oh cards would be fine. And I was excited. I wanted to share this with my friends. And I wanted to, you know, be like, hey, I pulled the Blue Eyes. I have 2 of them now, and I'm on my quest to get 3 of them. So I had like, you know, I started deck Blue Eyes, and now I had this Blue Eyes, and so I was excited. And I brought it to school, and I was like, you know, I guess this is my fault. You probably should wait until recess to show your Yu-Gi-Oh cards to your friends. Like if you're in elementary school, I think that's kind of the, you know, the time when you should show your cards. Well, Paul couldn't wait. So Paul, you know, I had my Blue Eyes, and like, you know how it is in like elementary school. You just want to have your cards out all the time. You want to like have your deck like just on your desk, your school desk. You know, you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh with anybody. You just want to have your cards on your school desk, or like in your desk or whatever. I had I was at this type of school where we had like the desks that had the inner part, and yeah. So you know, I just had the cards like out. I don't know how it was. I was looking at them or whatever, and in the middle of class, second grade teacher, who I guess I won't name, Miss G. Maybe you should watch this video and finally give me back my Blue Eyes. Oh wait, that's a spoiler. So, yeah, Mrs. G sees me, and you know, she sees me looking through my cards. She's like, you know, what is that? You're not supposed to have that. Takes it away from me. I was shook. Like y'all, I was shook. Like, I had just gotten my second Blue Eyes ever. Like, pulled it myself. I didn't, you know, buy it like people do today on like the internet or whatever. I didn't even trade for it. Like, I pulled it from a pack. And you guys know the feeling of pulling a Yu-Gi-Oh card from a pack. Like, it's a special feeling, especially when you're a kid. And I get it like taken away, and like I was on the verge of tears in class. I might have cried, actually. I might have cried. But and this sucks because like this happened before recess. So like this is before I could show my friends the Blue Eyes White Dragon, and like it's gone and she took it, and I'm just like, no. And so I was sad the whole rest of the class period. I was sad at recess because I didn't get to show my friends the Blue Eyes. And at recess we would always play Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff. So you know, that was kind of the thing. And I'm trying to like convince these people like, yeah guys, I got a Blue Eyes, it just got taken away. And like the people who were in the class with me knew that it had been taken, but like everyone else didn't believe me, and they was like, oh, you're lying, you don't actually have a Blue Eyes. And I'm just like, but I do have a Blue Eyes. And yeah, so it sucks because in addition to like not being able to show my friends, it's like, shit, my Blue Eyes is gone. What am I gonna do? Like, am I gonna get it back? You know? And I guess normally in those situations, teachers usually give you your stuff back at the end of the day. So I was thinking that, like, I was like, okay, if I can just make it to the end of the day, she'll give it back to me and it'll be fine. But that's where the next part of the story kind of comes in. So I make it to the end of the day, and the way it worked in my school is like we had these kind of bleachers or whatever outside that they were like, not like outside in the middle of nowhere, but like they were outside right in front of the school, and that's where we would sit when our parents would pick us up from school. And there'd be like a different teacher on duty who would just like, you know, call people's names as they were supposed to get picked up or whatever. And so Mrs. G happens to be on duty that day. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like she'll give it back to me. So I run up to her and like, you know, I guess this must have looked so dumb. And I run up to her and I was like, Mrs. G, I didn't say G, but you know, Mrs. G, like, do you still have my Blue Eyes? Can I have it back? And she just looks at me funny, like, cause I guess I should have known. She didn't know what the hell a Blue Eyes White Dragon was. And so she's just sitting there like, you're what? And I'm just like, my Blue Eyes White Dragon. And she's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I guess she forgot that she'd taken it earlier that day, but then she's like, yeah, like, I don't know where that is. And I'm just sitting here like, are you fucking kidding? Like, what? I didn't know cuss words at the time, but if I did, yeah, and she never gave it back to me. That's like, I never ever got that Blue Eyes White Dragon back. I even contemplated like sneaking into that classroom and trying to take it out of her desk because I was that kind of student. I was a little crazy. I never did that because I was afraid of getting in trouble, but I never got the Blue Eyes back. Like, that Blue Eyes was gone forever. To this day, maybe it's still in her desk. Who knows? But yeah, and so she plays dumb. I don't get my Blue Eyes back. I'm shocked, stunned, shook. I can't tell my parents because then like they'll get mad at me because, you know, I wasn't supposed to bring any of this stuff to school anyway. And like, I'll never pull another Blue Eyes out of a pack, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out later even that like, I finally got another Blue Eyes from somebody. I just traded it. It was just maybe like a month or so later. And I'm mad because it's like, well, now I have 2 Blue Eyes, but like, I would have had 3. I would have had 3 Blue Eyes within like the space of just a few months if I had just left my Blue Eyes in my pocket or my backpack or whatever at home. And so I never got it back. That was the story of like how I got my Blue Eyes White Dragon taken. So it just sucks. I mean, I don't know. This video is probably a little bit weird. You guys probably are like, why am I still watching this? If you've made it this far, good for you. There was no happy ending here. I didn't really get it. And, you know, to this day, it's gone. That's the one school Yu-Gi-Oh card memory I think I'll always keep. I mean, like, I didn't get any trouble, but I lost my Blue Eyes, and for me that was like Yugi's grandpa getting his Blue Eyes like shredded. So, yeah, that's the story of how my teacher took my Blue Eyes White Dragon. If you guys like this for some reason, you can give it a like, let me know, share it around, do all that stuff. Have you ever had your Yu-Gi-Oh cards taken in school? And if so, like why? What was it? Did you get it back? I want to know. And, you know, leave it in the comments. I think that'd be fun. This could be like a fun segment to do, just sort of like sharing. I have a lot of like childhood Yu-Gi-Oh stories. I've got, you know, the story of like how I got my first starter deck, how I paid like $7 for that fake Winged Dragon of Ra that one time. There's a few other, when I pulled that Crush Card Virus when it was like $300. There's all sorts of crazy stuff. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Those are my experiences. I feel like I've gone on long enough, so I'll just go ahead and end it here. But yeah, let me know. What are your school Yu-Gi-Oh confiscation experiences? What'd you think of mine? And that's gonna be it. So speaking of Blue Eyes, check out our Legendary Collection Kaiba opening. Upload that the other day too. So yeah. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.